Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is your boy D Crypto Siege. Whoa. With another day in the life, in the crazy life that is digital assets. What's going on, guys? Good morning. Happy, what is this, Wednesday? Hope you guys are having an absolutely great day. Just wanted to hop on here real quick, share something with you guys that I find very interesting. Lots of really great news kind of going on. I don't even know which one is probably the biggest. Probably to me, I would say the idea that the ECB is getting out the word that they're looking to use a digital currency to inject liquidity into the marketplace. You know, in highlighting how this is going to benefit the end user, the customer. So just think about that. So Madame Lagarde, who we all know is a proponent, fan of meetings with Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple, seems very obvious to me that she is a big fan of the digital asset that is XRP. So when you couple together countries wanting to come up with their own digital currency to replace the US dollar, and we just had a country just do it, right? And the digital currency is going to be called BVI, and I forget the place where it is. So we know China, we know of I think the Marshall Islands, and I forget the name of this place right now. I'm at a loss for where it is, but they just decided that they're going to come up with their own digital currency. They're working with a technology group or DLT company, Lisbon, something with it now, I forget it. But my main point is that Madame Lagarde is coming out and saying that the ECB is looking into proposing this digital currency. And the fact that they're using liquidity, injecting liquidity into the space is huge. It's huge. So it seems like, doesn't it feel as though the powers that be are letting people know, letting the masses know that they're looking for some way, shape, form, or fashion to use a digital currency, whether it be the HSBC talking about freeing up this pre-funded, having to deal on these no-show voucher accounts, and talking about DLT as a way to do that, or we're talking about Madame Lagarde specifically talking digital currency. And so you throw in the ECB wanting to do this, you throw in the IMF, who is 100% familiar with XRP, and it just really looks as though this is the way, they're putting this out, and this is where they're going to be kind of going. And we all know that they're both Mark Carney and both Madame Lagarde are familiar with the digital currency and are excited about a certain digital currency, right? That is XRP. And so when you get Mark Carney from the Bank of England familiar with it, you get Madame Lagarde actually talking about a digital currency and liquidity. And we all know as XRP hodlers that XRP is the answer to the illiquidity that's going on in the marketplace. And so you get HSBC, when you know that Chris Larson is on the board of advisories for HSBC, and you get them talking about this DLT, looking to work with distributed ledger technology to help solve and deal with the issue that is these pre-funded accounts. A lot of this stuff is just really pointing to Ripple is pointing to, the software is pointing to XRP, in my humble opinion. So that's great news that the ECB is actually getting that out. Now you throw in MoneyGram and them announcing that they're going to be working with Visa Direct for P2P payments. Visa Direct, right? So we know Visa Direct launched in the United States, but the fact that the Visa Direct is going to be working with MoneyGram, and we all know what MoneyGram is using, right? We all know MoneyGram is using XRP. And so this is another, this is going to be that liquidity thing that we're all looking for as XRP hodlers, right? We're looking for more and more liquidity to be injected onto the ODL, the on-demand liquidity platform. And so that's absolutely huge news, because it absolutely says that Visa Direct, Visa, is going to be using XRP. Period. There's no way to get around it. That is what it is. And so that is really, really exciting news. You feel as though, this December and these announcements is going to be huge. It's going to be absolutely huge for XRP and ODL, right? Just the idea that countries are looking to get away from the U.S. dollar. And remember, in that article that I read about that country that is doing their own digital currency, it said, in fact, to replace the U.S. dollar. So if we know that, and mainstream media now knows that, don't you think that the White House knows that? Don't you think that the White House knows that it is inevitable that the U.S. dollar is going to be replaced as the world reserve currency? And don't you think they have a plan? And so every time we just want to kind of go back to the Executive Order 13772, what's the option there? What is the option that they have that can be their ace in the hole? A U.S. company, again, I always like to say that. U.S. company, right? The U.S. company that has this digital asset that can solve liquidity, that can be used as a bridge currency, that is an asset that has different things, different use cases. And we have it. U.S. has it. And Donald Trump knows about it. The president, Donald Trump, knows about it. So that is absolutely exciting, I think. And I can't wait to get on the live stream later on tonight and talk more in further detail about this. But I got to hop off here because I got another appointment to get to. But guys, I just want to definitely let you know that is absolutely exciting. What else is going on? So Madame Lagarde with the ECB, MoneyGram and Visa Direct and peer-to-peer payments is huge as well. You got more and more countries boldly saying that they're moving towards having their own digital currency, and in addition to that, moving away from the U.S. dollars. So that all of those things to me spell that the IMF is going to be making a move. The U.S. is going to be doing something in terms of their plan B. What are they going to do? What is the United States going to do when the inevitable thing is going to happen, where the world is going to move away? The U.S. dollar is no longer going to be the reserve currency. You got to think that they have a plan. They got a plan B. You have to think about that. They have a plan B, right? And so don't know what it is, obviously, but it feels as though, well, this is what I do know. XRP and the new financial system is going to be involved in it some way, shape, form, or fashion. That is without question, whether it be this ESDR that the digital nomad investor talks about, and the idea of this digital asset working in alongside of the basket of currencies has already been put out. I heard about some other company, Sega, SGA, or something like that. But the idea is being thrown around in the IMF, and so if it's being thrown around in the IMF, in the head of the IMF, if this idea of this digital currency being alongside a basket of other digital currencies, right? So that's kind of the thing, a basket of other currencies, a digital currency working alongside or being backed by this basket of currencies. What digital currency do you think the IMF would use? I mean, it's pure speculation here, but the Bank of England is familiar with one. They're familiar with one. They know how it works. They know the CEOs. They know the company. They're familiar, intimately familiar with XRP. So which one do you think that would be? It's very, very exciting times, guys. I hope you guys are excited about it the same way that I'm excited about it, because it's very, very exciting times. I can't wait to talk about this later on today in the live stream when I do a live stream. But guys, listen, never ever forget this. I'm going to wrap this up. Never ever forget this, guys. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya.